Okay, for my Learn Something New project, I decided to take a look at Google Cloud. Um, in particular, they have Cloud Hub, which is free to try. You get $300 worth of compute. So I decided, in order for a training exercise, I would create two Linux virtual machines. I would create private networking between the machines with internet access and SSH administration, firewall rules, and I was going to add two or three more VMs if I had the time and money. Okay, so let's begin. First, start with creating some virtual machine instances. Actually, it's backwards. You're going to create your firewall and firewall rules first. So in the Google Cloud console, we're going to go to VPC network and then firewall. See if I can find it. VPC network and then firewall. And it should be right. Okay, create a VPC network. And I'm going to name it something that's similar to what I've already created. I mean, I guess I could just say, okay, you do this, and then you get this. So I created something called GCP VDC, and that's a network. So here are the network details. Um, it's dynamic routing regionally. ULA and IPv6 are disabled. The best path is legacy. Go over here to subnets. To create a subnet here, in this case, it is 10.0.1.0 with a gateway of 10.0.1.1. It's kind of weird. Like you create this and then you kind of paste it to your virtual machines. In this case, we set it up so that it would gain its a specific static IP address. It was dynamically assigned a static IP address, if that makes any sense. So basically, it knew what our subnet was, and then we said we want it to be static, so it gave the next in line, which was 2 and 3. Okay, and then we go here to firewalls. So this looks convoluted and confusing, but it's garnered some stuff from the default. Let's see. So, well, it did earlier on. Maybe it fell by the wayside, but I guess maybe I'm looking. Default is assigned no matter what, and if you look under there, it'll show all the default things. Anyway, I guess they're not commingled. I thought they were, but maybe not. Anyway, so firewall rules. The exercise that I'm doing to learn was to create a basic SSH, allow SSH. So, and also port 80 and port 443 for a web traffic. So pretty straightforward. You can create a rule, name it test rule. I turned on the logs, which later I realized costs a lot more money than not having logs. So ingress, allow specific target, target tags. Yeah, we don't need that. All instances. The range What I did, I found what the public IP address was that my machine was using, and I added like whatever it was, like I don't know, 208.135.1 and then I put 0/24, and then said I want to use port 22, create it, and then wait, and it creates the rule. But I'm going to delete it because I've already created that. So, looking for the word test. There's tests. And just simply check it and delete it. And that's it. So, and create a new instance of a VMware machine. So, compute, computer? Where are you? Sometimes it's hard to find these things. Oh, everything's after the hamburger. So down to compute engine, VM instances. I've created two of these. Um, Looks simple enough, but the devil's in the details. Created another one. I'm going to do VM admin 1, VM admin 1. I'm going to do 2. So I already have 2. I'll just do 3. Um, Defaulted to central Iowa. It was a low carbon footprint. I'm going to stay in 1A, which is where the others were located. Um, and the cool thing about this, you could tell them what you want, and it'll like give you a mock-up of something. But I just chose the default, which is lowest cost day to day. It's like 25 cents to $32, and it uses Intel Broadwell. So do that. Going down here, standard time limit. You can tell them, oh, I don't want this to run more than 8 hours in the day, or you can set a schedule. Um, let's take the recommended on that. Migrate VM instance during maintenance. Host error timeout. Um, whatever. And also believe, according to the exercise that I did, um, also went into network optimized, left it default. Um, yeah, yep. Yeah, and it's going to show you if there's an issue. So, for example, you can click on this red box. It's not happy with the 1A zone. So, I'm clicking on B, and all the errors go away. Okay, so I'm going to go to OS and storage, basic Linux box, Debian. Um, yeah, data protection, snapshot. Just your basic snapshot. Every day from 6 to 7. Networking. So here's where